Morning. Drove the lovely mini semi over today, and well, here we go into the new shop. And here's what we got going on. Lights. Me and Jared wired them all up. We're gonna have some lights that go outside. We hanged up some already, but these are ones that automatically turn on. One above this door and one above that door. But we're gonna end up putting two on both sides of this door and two on both sides of this door that are gonna light up around this place. So if we ever gotta work outside of here and at night, we can see everything. So we got some big outlets for like welders. Got the air compressor put on a nice looking pallet, and it's wired up. It's not, we still haven't, we also grabbed some air reels while we went to town yesterday. But yeah, that's what we got going on. Right now, I'm done feeding those. And the reason why is because we got a feeder. We got a feed from MFA. They came up and filled up our bulk feeder. The reason why we weren't using that in the first place was because it's a little bit different feed, and also we can watch the calves a little bit more closely if we're feeding them every day. But yeah, I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna go down to our big shed and dump that stuff off. And yeah, well, I'm gonna leave this tubing here because this is what we're gonna use for our air compressor. You can see there's already some hanged up, but this is gonna be, I'm gonna leave this, take those probably down, and then yeah, that's just an empty box, I think. But all right, I'll get to it. So got everything unloaded. Man, look at the windshield on this thing. Ugh. We need to wash that off. We need to wash the truck itself. I got all the wood off the bed, and I'm gonna come up here, kind of behind Great Grandma's, and unhook it. I don't think I ever showed you guys this is what I mowed a few videos back. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But yep, just gonna do some odd jobs. I think I'm gonna get ready to hook up to the mower, and I need to hook up to the baler because Dad's saying he's ready to rock and roll. Since we're not getting any rain, might as well knock some hay down and get it baled up. So now I got the trailer off. One way or another, this is supposed to come out. There you go. See that little thing on top? Pushes those balls in and out. Whenever it's in there, it can spin around in circles. So yeah, we take it out and then we cover it with the cover so that not too much dust and debris gets in there, and then makes it easier to, for some reason I can't put on a cap with one hand. Struggle's real. There, spin it, good. I'm gonna take this up, down, and we put it back in its box so it's safe. If I can shut the box. Whoop. Ta-da. All good now. Gonna put up the tailgate. She's ready to rock and roll. Now I'm gonna go grab the Honda so that I can get my grease gun, which I think I left it in the Honda. I really think I left the grease gun in the Honda. I'm not for sure, because if it's not in the Honda, I know where it is. It's probably in the dang Ranger, and the Ranger's over at my house because Aiden took it home yesterday or the day before. And we I'm wearing shorts right now, so something got in my sock. It didn't feel good. And for the moment of truth, no. We got every other DeWalt thing in here besides the grease gun. So me and Aiden got the 80/20 washed up, cleaned up, and changed PTO and all that. And I think the last video, before the 80-year-old planter, of course. But yeah, it's all ready to rock and roll. So I just need to take it down to the baler. We cleaned everything out. We made it look pretty. So and I hooked up the monitor. It's ready to go. I just need to take it down there. And there's a four-wheeler down there, so I can get myself a ride back up here. Kind of wish I would have brought the Ranger over this morning since it has a grease gun. So, what's unique about this 80/20 and our 80/40 is it has something New Holland calls super steer, which they don't really make it in a big tractor this size no more. They make it in their 7 series, but this is what super steer is. I can turn almost like a 2-wheel drive tractor, which makes it really nice for doing little jobs like hay baling and stuff like that. Makes this tractor way more versatile, and yeah. And speaking of versatile tractors also have super steer in their older models. I still kind of wish they made it today for bigger tractors, because if you see our T8 300, it's pretty well only jobs it can do is either drain cart or clam. And the reason being is because it can't really turn that sharp. And if it can't turn that sharp, you can't do little jobs. You can't really pull. And it's about a 250 horsepower tractor. So there's not that much it can pull that's big, wide tillage. So it's not really easy to whip around and take another swipe if you got a 25-foot discavator on the back of it, or a 30-foot disc. So kind of sucks. I don't know what they're thinking whenever they came up with that, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't turn bad, but it's kind of sad. This super steer is pretty nice, and we like our older. That's why we got the 80/40. 80/40 was we got it from an auction. It had about 1,500 hours on it, which is not that much. We bought it. It was an old farmer that owned it before, and we really like these tractors because of its super steer, and we can do hay with them. We don't have to have tons of little tractors to do hay. We can have a bigger tractor to do multiple tasks. So that's why we got the 80/40. The 80/40 is still, we're gonna have that tractor for a long time. This tractor's kind of the next in line to get traded off, and we are debating what we're gonna get for this tractor, because this tractor is very versatile in what it can do, and we like its abilities and what it can do. Well, pumping gas into the gas tank. This is what we use to fill up our lawnmowers and our Rangers and our Honda and all that stuff. Dad's gonna take that brush pile of trees, which you guys never saw that, but I pushed all those trees right there in that area. But yeah, it's all in that pile right there. He's gonna push it farther that way so we can burn it, because right now it's sitting by those 2 trees over there and pretty close to that little shed. So he's gonna push them out of the way. This spot right here is starting to smooth out and look a lot better. I need to go over there with skid steer or something and try to smooth it out. But it's looking a lot better. Someday I need to get Grandpa bulldozing, but I guess we can watch Dad push a brush pile. He's trying to be gentle with it, I think. Not tear up the yard too much. There's all my sweet corn that I planted. Yeah, he's trying to be gentle. I think you can burn it now. He just scrapes it up a little bit. Yeah, he's making it look pretty now. Now this is the D6T. We also got the D7E, which I showed in my terrace video. So if you haven't seen that one, go check it out. We didn't really do anything with it in that video, but we checked terraces in that video, and it was in that video. So, yep, he's pretty well done. I need to go back and check on my gas fuel tank because I'm pretty sure I'm getting pretty dang close to empty. But yeah. So all that brush came from this tree line and just tons of tree limbs that fell off these trees over the years. And we also took down a big tree up front of this house. So, yep. All these are gone, so I got a nice little view from the back window right there. I planned on putting a back deck on that window, so one day I think I'm gonna be living in this house whenever I'm out of college or anything like that. So, yep, still pumping fuel. I would say we're getting pretty close. We're getting there. It's starting making different noises, so as soon as it starts whining a lot, it'll be pretty dang close to empty. It's getting there. Which I want to get all the gas out of this tank, because this is what we use for diesel and for other deals. So Dad emptied it out last night, went and got gas so that we can have gas in here, because my aunt said that it was empty yesterday. So this afternoon I think I'm gonna spread fertilizer on my corn, on my sweet corn, with a little yard fertilizer cart or fertilizer spreader or whatever you want to call it. It's more like a seed spreader. Oh, that's good. She's empty. Those are my seed tanks for the top of my planter. I don't really need them because I'm not gonna plant that much. I mean, if I planted that much with that thing, I don't know if it'd hold together. I'm impressed it held together for that whole thing. Which, if you haven't seen it, it was 80-year-old sweet corn planter, and that's in. Actually, it should be the last video before this video. So I'd go check that out. It's pretty neat. Go ahead and close these doors up because we're going to church this morning. So Dad got some air reels, and we got a nice little deal to roll underneath anything. So we're gonna be bringing over the flatbed over here before too long and greasing up the bottom of it. No, the low boy, not the flatbed. Flatbed I've already unhooked, but the low boy. Well, if I forget to bring my grease gun, we got a new one. I can use that one. It's if I forget. I turned off the lights. I'm not gonna shut the door because we might still be bringing the low boy over here to grease it up this afternoon, but for now I just wanted to turn off the lights. So, me and Langus, see he's even got it on his hat, are hooking up the baler. We greased up all the pivot points on this, so it's ready to rock and roll, even up there. So we can put that on and we don't have to worry about it. The rest of the baler, we're gonna grease in the new shed. And speaking of all that, might need to air up this tire. No, it's pretty solid. I think that's a backup tire. That tire's pretty solid, so we'll just take it up to the new shed. So, ended up having my aunt pick me up after and giving me a ride to this. I've just got done doing a few odd jobs on the farm. Dad still hasn't brought the low boy in here and greased underneath of it, even though I thought he was gonna do that today. But I'm about to start a task. I'm gonna spread fertilizer on my sweet corn. I need to figure out a way to water it because I think we're not going to get rain for a long time, and whenever we do, we're going to get a lot of it. That's my thoughts. So, yeah, and Jared's wanting me to spread some seed around that way, around the back. So, he got me a little bit of that. I'll cut down the rate pretty low and it's some pretty old seed that he just wanted to get rid of, and he thought that that'd be a good place to put it. So that's what I'm gonna do. The reason I'm using a push one is because I think my Aunt Nina, she sold my planter, or my old fertilizer spreader. She won't tell me that, but I think she did. I swear she borrowed it and then never came back. This one's pretty well the same as the pull type one. This is one I'm borrowing from Jared. The pull type one just has a hitch out the front, and then this is like up here where you can adjust it, which is the one that was never returned. But this will work. I can borrow this from Jared. It's fine with me. It's fine with Jared. So, yep. I hope this works pretty smoothly. I mean, it's not as smooth as using a little pull type behind the four-wheeler, but it won't be that bad. Well, I went over it once, half rate, which is half this gate open, back and forth, this whole thing, and I've decided that next year I'm gonna spread poop on this place. And number two, I'm just gonna put 2 bags instead of 3. Yeah, so I've got quite a bit of fertilizer on here at the moment. You can see it. But I'm gonna put another bag over everything, and then I'm gonna call it good. And I'm gonna see if I can figure out a sprinkler system for this, because it needs it, and we don't have any rain. And I'd like to have a good sweet corn for how expensive that type of seed is. I'd like for the sweet corn to be decent. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't pay for the seed, but you get what I'm saying. I want a good crop for all this work. So I'll figure out maybe a hose down here, and then Dad's got sprinklers in the hog barns, so maybe I can use 2 or 3 of those. I do a 40 wide circle, so I need to kind of see where I'd have to put them for that. I don't know how wide this garden is, but it's a little bit more than 40. Maybe 2 or 3 this way of those sprinklers, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I gotta spread this first, and I was dying after the first time spreading the first load. Getting low on Gatorade. But I'm gonna spread this, and then I'm gonna take it back to Jared right now. Not gonna steal it. So, I'm done spreading fertilizer, and now I'm on to my next little thing I'm fidgeting with. This is a sprinkler from inside the hog barns. So what its goal is you screw it up on the ceiling. It has a big old, there's tons of PVC along the hog barn, and you spin it on there, and what it does is it sprinkles all over the hog barn, and what it does is it kind of it gets where the manure that's in there is not so compact, and so that the power washing crew can come in the next day and wash it off. So I'm going to use this for an actual sprinkler for my garden, but it takes some modifications, and I'm not going to modify what Dad's already got here for his sprinkler system. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that. See, it has to face like this because it's screwed in like that. So if I'm going to stick this on a T-post, on a big T-post, I've got to have a bracket like this where it comes back down, because your water hose can't come straight up and down to the ground. So what this one does is I screw it in there. It's hard to do with trying to hold the camera. Come on now. I screw it in there. And what it does is whenever it's on the T-post, it makes it where I can connect my garden hose straight down, so that everything's set up the same, and Dad can take his sprinkler back whenever I'm done with it. And I don't have to worry about him being like, why'd you cut 3 of my sprinklers or do anything to my sprinkler? This is how I avoid that. I'm making a little tiny kind of curl thing, so that I don't. So, because if you put a garden hose into this and it's sticking straight up, it's just going to kink the hose. So, with this, it's not going to kink the hose, and I'm not going to get yelled at. Unless he's going to be mad that I use some of his parts to make this. So, which I'm going to use 6 of these, 3 of those, and 3 of those. And just leftover pipe from a broken sprinkler. This is a broken sprinkler. So, yeah, I don't know if he's going to be very happy that I'm using a broken sprinkler, but he will never know, because I found this thing in the middle of nowhere. Unless he watches this video. Then he'll know that I found a sprinkler somewhere. Or I took it apart. But, anyways, yep, glue and primer to stick everything together. So, I'm going to get back to it. So, this is our first test. I don't really have it on all the way, or the water pressure, because it's only one pump. It's getting all the way past my tape measure. Not at full pressure though. Yep, getting to my outside row. Well, it's missing my outside row, but it's hitting the one that I was wanting to hit. And that's not at full pressure either. So, I need another hose, and what else do I need? I need another hose. But yeah, my one little sprinkler is working at the moment. It's not getting out very far this way, but I think with more pressure it would push it out a little bit more. I just need another water hose. Well, look at it. Look at it spin around. Dang, it's catching up to me. I don't know how to get back out of here. Yeah, it spins around pretty fast. But I think I only need another one. I think 20 feet, Dad was right. I mean, it's a little bit more than that. It's probably around 30, but I think with a little bit more water pressure, it shoots it out a little bit farther, and then, yeah. Which, I know why Dad was saying 20, because he has like 10 of those lined across his whole hog barn. So, he doesn't really know that it takes a lot of water and a lot of pressure to get that thing to shoot like it is right now. So, I'm only at about a quarter of that water deal, of the water faucet. I would run it to the house, but the water at the house is turned off, and I didn't want to call Dad and be like, hey, can I turn it on? So, we're seeing how this works. Ooh. But I'm going to go turn it off and try to find another water hose. I should be able to see by now where that thing sprays out to. But yeah, you can already see it's getting really damp right in the middle. Out here, not so much. It's going to take some time to get some sprinkles out here enough. But yeah, I'm impressed so far. If I can get another one rolling like this, we're going to have some really good sweet corn. Got my own irrigation system out here in the garden. Pretty neat. So, it's about 6 o'clock, or around, it is 6. My girlfriend wants to go watch a movie, and I do too. So I got to leave this be for now. I need to replace that, which I have another one of those. That one's junk. This one's working perfectly fine now. I found an adapter thing for this hose that works better. So yada yada, this is working good. Just that V was leaking really bad. This one, I had a hose. It was all good. There's one of its leaking spots. And there was also another big leak right there. So it really couldn't build pressure. It really couldn't shoot it out very far. And yeah, it's going to go over there in the burn pile. But it's all ready to rock and roll. I just need to get a hose. I'm going to get a hose at Walmart tonight while I'm going to watch a movie. So, yeah, I'm going to leave my new V out here and my kind of hose changer upper thing. This one makes it where the garden hose actually fits. This little coupling here. So, yeah, there's a plane. But, yep, that's going to be it for this video.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just some random stuff I was doing on a Sunday day. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, stick around, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Well, update. Dad's putting up the hose I just bought. We put a timer on it. He was running just one of the sprinklers alone. But I also, while I was at Walmart, there was a hitch for sale, so I can put it on the new pickup. But yeah, the sprinklers are gonna work. We're gonna put them on a timer so they only run for a certain amount of time. And yeah, you can see, well, I don't know, you can't really see it. I'll show you guys tomorrow. In the next video, I'll show you guys in the next video. But yeah, I got a hitch for this. It was on sale at Walmart for 22 bucks instead of 50. So I picked up a nice big hitch for the new pickup. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.